Have you ever noticed how the seasons seem to reflect the human experience itself? One moment, everything feels warm and full of possibility, then suddenly things change, and we find ourselves in a colder, quieter place. Just like the changings of the seasons, life brings its own cycles. Some are welcome, and others we struggle through. But what if I told you that each season, no matter how challenging, serves as an important purpose? Join me as we take a deep dive to connect the human experience with the constantly changing seasons. The changing of the seasons is something we all experience, year after year. It's predictable, yet still, every year, we find ourselves noticing the first signs of a new season's arrival. We can feel it in the air, whether it's a subtle shift in temperature or the changing landscape around us. In some ways, the seasons mirror the inevitable passage of time. One moment, we're basking in summer's comforting warmth, and the next, the leaves are changing colors and the days are growing shorter. There's a rhythm to it, one that is completely out of our control. And yet, when we think about the seasons, our emotions can be deeply divided. Many people long for the sunny days of summer, the opportunity to be outdoors, the energy that comes with the heat, and the freedom of vacation time for many. It's a season of activity and adventure. And then there's spring, perhaps the most eagerly awaited of all. The world comes alive as flowers bloom, the earth is reborn, and there's almost a clear sense of hope and optimism in the air. People seem to smile a little more, everyone feels a little lighter as the days grow longer and the sun shines brighter. To many, the sun brings joy, energy, comfort, and a sense of possibility. In contrast, there are the seasons that many would rather skip. Fall, with its inevitable descent into colder weather and the preparations for the harsh winter months, has a different feeling. In winter, for some, it's a time of retreat, a season of cold, stillness, and for many, a sense of isolation. The days are short, the air stings, and the world outside seems to go to sleep. For many, winter is a season to endure, not one to celebrate. But here's the thing. Despite the common reluctance for the winter and fall months, they are still essential parts of our yearly cycle. And as we start to recognize, the truth about the seasons isn't just about which ones we look forward to or dread. The true beauty of the seasons lies in that they represent the change that happens in everyday human life, and although sometimes it is an unwanted change, it is inevitable, and more often than not, something beautiful is waiting on the other side. What's fascinating about the seasons is that everyone seems to have their own personal favorite. Some people thrive in the cold, frigid air of winter, while others find joy in the blazing heat of summer or the renewal of spring. Our seasonal preferences reveal something deeper about who we are, how we respond to change, how we approach life's rhythms, and even our personalities. While some embrace the calm and quiet of winter, others find that winter feels suffocating and too long. Some love the energy and activity of summer, while others find it overwhelming. The variety of preferences shows us that the seasons, both in nature and in life, are subjective. There is no one-size-fits-all experience. Just like how some people are energized by the change and new beginnings, others might find the unpredictability of change unsettling or tiring. Our preferences reflect how we react to life's natural shifts, whether we meet them with open arms or we wish to avoid them. While many look forward to the warm days of summer, the first signs of cold weather often bring a sense of dread to the same individuals. The thought of shoveling snow, layering on clothes, and huddling around the fireplace may feel like a chore. People aren't usually excited when the first frost hits, and winter in particular can feel like a time of stagnation. It's easy to resist the cold, to wish for more sunshine, and to long for the warmth that is absent during this time. Yet, in these unwanted seasons, there's an incredible opportunity to reflect. Winter, though perceived as a dull and quiet time, is actually an essential period of rest. The world slows down, and we are encouraged to do the same. In the same way that nature rests during the winter months, we too have the chance to pause, recharge, and reflect on the year before us. While the pace of our lives may seem slower during this period, it allows for the necessary rest that prepares us for the energy of the spring. The beauty of the seasons, particularly the transition between each one, is that they offer us something new at every stage. Spring isn't just a break from the cold of winter, it's a season of rebirth. It's when the earth wakes up from its slumber, when the buds appear on the trees, and when new life begins to sprout. Just as we feel rejuvenated after a period of rest, spring represents the growth that comes after a period of quiet reflection. Similarly, summer brings a burst of activity, a chance to explore, to enjoy, to live fully. There's something inherently energizing about the heat, the longer days, and the activities that follow. But summer also reminds us of the fleeting nature of time, how quickly days can slip away, and then, as summer wanes, we enter the quiet beauty of fall. This transition is not just about preparing for winter, but also about letting go of the old, of what no longer serves us, so that we can make room for what comes in our next chapter. In many ways, the Earth's natural seasons mirror the emotional seasons of our everyday lives. Think about winter. It can feel like a time of hardship, much like facing personal struggles, such as being laid off from work or going through a difficult breakup. It's cold, it's isolating, and it forces us to slow down, whether we want to or not. But just like winter eventually gives way to spring, tough times don't last forever. Spring can represent new beginnings, a fresh start, landing a new job, or rebuilding after a setback. And then there's summer, a season full of energy and excitement, much like experiencing personal success, such as getting a promotion or reaching a long-awaited goal. We feel unstoppable, soaking in the rewards of our hard work. Fall, on the other hand, can remind us of the times we must let go, whether it is stepping away from something that no longer serves us or preparing for a new phase in life. Each season carries an emotional parallel, teaching us that change is not only natural, but necessary for our growth. The seasons ultimately teach us something profound about life itself, that change is inevitable, whether we want it or not. We may not always look forward to the shifts, the colder months, or the moment of stillness, but they come just the same. And while they may feel uncomfortable at times, it's often in these moments that we find the most meaningful growth. Just as winter eventually gives way to spring, our personal winters, those difficult or unpleasant times, are often followed by new beginnings, if we have the patience to wait. As humans, we often resist what we can't control, whether that's the arrival of winter or a significant life change. Yet, the seasons remind us that we must flow with the rhythms of life, not fight them. The discomfort that comes with change is just a part of the process, and in the end, there is beauty to be found in every season of life, whether we're in the brightness of summer or the quiet stillness of winter. The seasons are a reflection of life itself, ever-changing, sometimes unpredictable, and filled with both joy and challenge alike. We may not always look forward to every season, and we have our preferences, but each change in nature, and in our own lives, brings new opportunities for growth, reflection, and renewal. While we often fear the shifts, the seasons teach us to embrace them, because though change may feel unwanted, it is inevitable, and often, something beautiful is waiting for us on the other side. Thank you all so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your favorite season, and how do you navigate the change that it brings? Leave a comment below and share your own personal experiences. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives on life, growth, and human experience. Also, if you have any suggestions for how I can improve on any future videos or any future video topics, I'm all ears. Let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.